I watched a great documentary over the weekend. It's called Casino Jack and the United States of Cash, and it's about Jack Abramoff and Tom DeLay and all the CMP guys and their whole history. That, man, I'll tell you what, I'm going to show it on. I'll show it on the Moonbat Theater this week. You guys got to see this. It's a mainstream documentary, and it just, man, when you coincide it with the work that I've done on the CMP, and you watch it from the standpoint of knowing about the Council for National Policy and knowing what I've told you and the research about these guys and their connection to the priest class and stuff, even though it's a mainstream documentary, when you come from that standpoint of knowing it, it's mind-blowing. And they're also coming out with a Hollywood film of the same name in December with Kevin Spacey. Looks like a pretty funny, dramatization of the facts with Kevin Spacey playing Jack Abramoff. And that's coming out in December. And interestingly enough, the filmmaker that made not the documentary, which I was confused about at first when I first heard about this. I thought it was the guy that made the documentary, and I was completely blown away. But it wasn't him. It was actually the guy that made a dramatization of the events of Jack Abramoff and whatnot, who was a Council for National Policy member. That's coming out in December. Well, that gentleman actually, at 47 years old, died of natural causes over the past few days. I think it was Friday or something like that. I mean, unbelievable. This guy's 47 years old, dies of natural causes in his sleep right when he's getting ready to put out this film. It comes out next month. Because I think now after watching that documentary, if there was something nefarious to his death, it's probably because, well, I mean, I don't know. I just found it interesting that this documentary and this film, dramatization, with both the term Casino Jack inside him, because that's what they call Jack Abramoff because of his the finagling and stuff that he did with the Indian casinos and all that stuff. It's all in the documentary. But I think probably inadvertently what's going to happen is this dramatization with Kevin Spacey playing Jack Abramoff is probably going to get more people to look at the documentary. And there were some things in that documentary that, to me, are also going to expose the things Alex Jones doesn't talk about when you watch it, because it shows how these guys like, what's that guy's name? Little skinny little dude. He looks like he's 18. He's like in his 50s now, but he just constantly looks like he's 18, real clean shaven guy. But anyway, it just shows how these guys were pretty much kind of left wingish, when they were in college and they were starting these young Republican groups right around the time when the CMP was starting. And then all of a sudden, after a few years, they all, converted to evangelical Christianity. And it's a fascinating film. And I want to try and contact the person who, contact the person who made this documentary, Casino Jack and the United States of Money. I want to try and contact this person because I feel that this probably, to me, I think it's the most important documentary that's come out this year, because it's a very mainstream documentary. It's not made from a truther or a patriot or somebody who didn't make this film. It's very high budget, very big budget film, licensed music in there. I mean, there's even music by like the Flaming Lips in there and stuff. It's licensed music, really good film. But it's so much of an addition to the information that we already have in stuff like The Secret Right, and then what's coming out in The Secret Right Volume 2, and stuff that's going to be coming out in Lee Rogers' film, Phony Patriots. This to have a mainstream film like this coinciding with all this other alternative and independent research that we have, I think is really going to help blow the doors open a lot more for the things that because Alex Jones never talks about the religious power structure, because of course that's who controls him. So it's a fascinating film, and it's definitely one you all should check out, and we will definitely show that at some point on the Moonbat Theater. I don't know if I'll do it tonight, but we'll definitely do it at some point this week and get everybody to be able to watch that. So there you go. It looks like we're about $100 out now from reaching our goal that we have to reach for the day today. So please help us to reach the rest of our goal so we can get the bills paid here. We're at an emergency situation. We have to get this in today. And so I'm going to keep beating that drum until we get it in today, because I don't have a choice. It's just the way it is. So there you go. But let's get into today's news and information. We have a ton.